is downtown Allendale. All right.
So many empty storefronts.
Yep. I'll wait for try to wait for empty storefronts. Allendale was once, in its own way, a Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to tell now.
Wow.
It was once a thriving community. Before they built I-95, all the traffic had to take Highway 17, the coastal highway. So travelers who were going from north to south or south to north, they went in through Allendale.
Had to come through.
But once they built I-95, all of that traffic was diverted away. And they started to see a slow decline. It happened to a lot of these majority black towns here in South Carolina. And when you couple that with Jim Crow, redlining, and just the horrific anti-blackness that existed in the South Carolina state government, so our communities, remember, redlining, we don't talk about redlining a lot. Redlining was really a system, not only where black Americans were denied access to loans, which is always, is always funny to me. We shouldn't have to be getting loans in a nation that owes us. At the end of the Civil War, they said that the average wealth was, at the end of the Civil War, $42 to $84 trillion. We never saw a penny of it. Instead, what we saw was continued terrorism. So I just find it disgusting that we go and apply for loans. No, we should be getting loans. But redlining said, do not invest in black communities. Redlining said, black people you should not be giving loans to people who live in those communities that were mainly black. So when you see the people want to talk about the hoods and the ghettos, and they want to try to make it like it's individual bad decisions we made. No, it's bad decisions the people in the government made, evil, wicked decisions. So Allendale was already, it was like, man, it's 70% black now. It was like 100% black back in the days. So they were already a targeted community just because of how black they were. So when the foot traffic disappeared, what grants could they get? What loans could they get? What development was going to come here? Because it was already a majority black community. Like a lot of South Carolina, like my home, Jasper County, which was one point one of the poorest places in South Carolina as well. It was also 70–90% black. Now that you have a lot of old white retirees who are coming to my area, it's not as poor as it used to be, but if you take those old white retirees out, it's still just as poor as it used to be.
Dang.
Now let me tell you what's happening. But again, there's no opportunities here, okay? Now I'm a fan of us coming back home, and a lot of, like y'all people in Louis, Philadelphia, and y'all back home, right? So a lot of black South Carolinians whose people left during the Great Migration are coming back south, and I love that. But they're usually going to Charlotte, which is in North Carolina. But what's happening is Charlotte's cost of living is getting so high, so some people are moving right across the border into South Carolina, where the cost of living in those rural counties are cheaper. And Columbia, South Carolina, to some extent, and Charleston, South Carolina. But they're not coming to these small towns because they feel like, there's nothing to do here. So what's happening are the young black people, they want to go to where there's opportunity. They want to go to where they feel they can get some chances of having economic success. So when they know they have family that owns property here, and they get an opportunity to sell it, they sell it. And here's the thing that's happening now. It's either being bought up by these corporations. You see, we think areas like this are a hinterland, no hope. That's not true. Areas like this, these are the areas a lot of these major corporations, they're looking for areas like this because they have land. And remember, the Savannah River Bond Plant is right there. Savannah River. So corporations are buying up the land that a lot of our people have said, I'm selling, hire you, because there's no opportunities here. I don't want us to do that. You know who else is buying up the land here? And this part really pisses me off. Illegal immigrants. You don't have to be an American citizen to buy land. You don't. Or to buy a home. You don't. And guess it's the irony. Do you know why they're able to buy land and homes, which you don't have to be a citizen of America, because of the Civil Rights Act that our ancestors fought for. You cannot discriminate against someone based on their nationality, their language. So it's terrible irony. Our ancestors fought and bled and sacrificed for us to get more opportunities. It's benefiting everyone else, even people who are not American. And then those same illegal immigrants come here and can't stand black Americans.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
So in my town, a lot of the abandoned homes being taken up by illegal immigrants who strangely come here and are able to get all these loans and grants and assistance that we have not been able to get. So that's starting to happen, and I'm afraid that's what happened here in Allendale, South Carolina.
Yeah.
You look over here at the downtown, all of this empty storefronts. And this view, the car traffic you see.
You gonna go this way?
Yeah, we can if you want to.
Is this the way we came?
No. We came from that way. So, there's a Dollar Tree. You know, that's another thing. You live in food deserts, the only thing we're going to get usually are these dollar stores and Dollar Trees. And I'm not demonizing those companies, but they only usually offer processed foods. So you look at the rate of cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, they're sky high. But when you have someone, Allendale, a lot of people in Allendale work in like Savannah, Georgia, Hilton Island, South Carolina, 2 hours away. A lot of them have to take the bus. They have to get up 5 in the morning to get on the bus, 2 hours to their job, and then it takes them 2 hours to get back. So they leave early in the morning before their kids are awake, and they come back when their kids are asleep. Do you really think that parents don't have time to cook hot, fresh meal, especially when you have one grocery store, and some of them might live close to the Georgia border? You had a question for me?
Yeah, what's going on with the farmers? Are any black farmers, you know, in this area? Because my family were farmers. My grandparents passed away, but we still live on the homestead in Earhart, of course.
Yeah.
But here, are there any like black farmers?
I want to step away from the car traffic. I don't know if that makes it hard for you, though.
That exist here, or business owners per se? I mean,
there's plenty of. Oh, okay. Well, you look here. Plenty of black people have opened business in Allendale. And you know, black Americans, we've always been. I don't know, that noise making hard to go. Black Americans, we've always been the quintessential entrepreneurs. I hate when people talk about what we need to do and what we haven't done. There ain't nothing in America that a group needs to do that we have not done already. They need to be telling people in the government what they need to do for us that has not been done for us already. Okay? There's plenty of black business owners. But as throughout the nation, black people spend, most businesses when you open it, it takes at least, they say, 5 years for you to start to really see a return on your investment. Black people, do we have the wealth to go 5 years without getting profit? Remember, the average net worth of a black household in America is $23,000 to $24,000. At the highest end, it's like $100,000. For a white American, the average net worth is like $194,000. At the highest end, it's in the millions. So do we have the wealth to go 5 years and wait for our business to turn a profit? So what happens a lot of time, we give our last to open business. Allendale have plenty of black people open business, even now. And like throughout the nation, our businesses, we open them quicker than any other group, but they also fail quicker than any other group's business. So yes, people have open businesses here. And as far as farming, it takes, people think farming is just have the land and plant some seeds, and no, you have to have the mechanization, the means to mechanize your land. That costs a lot of money. You have to get a loan. Remember, the USDA is being sued, or they were sued, and we prevail by, remember Glickman versus Pickford, when black farmers from North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, and the other states started to join, sued the USDA for decades of discriminating against black farmers, not giving us the grants that they gave to white farmers to mechanize their land. So farming used to be the main way for any American, especially black Americans, to work our way into the middle class, upper class. The USDA refused to give us loans that were no interest, grants, that they were giving out to white farmers and European immigrants. We are still seeing the result of that. So now people say, well, they stopped Jim Crow, everything's equal now. No. Those same white farmers are now owning land throughout the country. Who's to say what we would have been able to do had our ancestors been able to get that same treatment? So we have a lot of land ownership here, but now we're locked into heirs property. When you have heirs property, you can't do a lot of things with your land. 70% of the land owned by Black Americans is heirs property.
Wow.
Which you can't build a home on it. Okay? Nope. They have relaxed some laws, but it's still hard to start an industrial farm. They have this thing now, you can hemp farm, but you have to jump through a lot of legal hoops.
Wow.
If you try to get a lawyer to help you, I'm going through a lot of issues with air property. I own coastal property, my family at least, in Beaufort, St. Helena, and my hometown of Ridgeland.
Wow.
It's like we own a part of an island. That sounds like, oh man. And guess what? It costs my poor father, who doesn't always do what's right, but my father, to his credit, he pays tens of thousands of dollars, him and my cousin, to keep paying the taxes on land from which they're not getting a penny in return. And when they've tried to do things to get money from it, we got to jump through legal hoops. We have called, I would say, over 20 lawyers, and they will tell us, I'm sorry, man, we don't deal with heirs property. It's hard, and you can talk to a lot of people around here who have tried to do things with heirs property. Lawyers don't want to deal with it because it's just that difficult. That's why it needs to be a federal program, free of charge to freedmen, to assist Black Americans and the federal government fixing the problem that they caused.